Hi, Fred, FR5ED, with a silent 5 here with a beer review. This is number 4 in the 24 series of the Brewer's Advent Calendar, the original Kalea, K-A-L-E-A, I think, Advent Calendar that has 24 1-pint, 9-ounce cans of authentic German beer. Granted, these are all brewed by the respective breweries just for this project, and I have seen comments. I'm reading more and more and learning more and more about the actual project, and at this point I've seen that there's mixed reviews. This particular Marzen, called Memminger Gold Marzen, that this one rates above average, but not far above average. But one person did say there's hope for the Brewer's Advent Calendar with this one, a good Marzen. This one reviewer said. So anyway, if you review number 3, the one that was before this one, it was also a Marzen, which is in the BJCP guidelines. Marzen is number 6A in the entire list. So if you ever want to go look up bjcp.org, the Beer Judge Certification Program's guidelines for all the different styles there are out there, the Marzen, that's a typical Oktoberfest style beer. This one, we'll see how this fares. I'm going to go ahead and open it. I'm not going to read the description again. I'm going to leave you to that, to go back and look at number 3 to hear the description of the overall impression, the appearance, the aroma, the flavor, the mouthfeel, all of those things that are outlined, or detailed, I should say, in the BJCP guidelines. This one is very light. This was not expected by me. Again, I'm new to the German beer world, so this is very different from the last one. First of all, a Marzen, in the historical sense, is a deep copper or dark amber color and stronger in ABV. This one, I don't know, I know it's going to tell me 5.1% ABV, so not that high. And this one is pale, and fairly clear, because the style says it should be, have good clarity. The last one wasn't that clear, it was hazy. But the last one was a light coppery, light amber color, which is more expected in the export from Germany to the U.S. Those tend to lighten up, be lighter, more of they call it a fest beer. But this is extremely light. I would never have guessed this to be a Marzen of German historical sense, or even the export to us, the U.S. Go figure. And the head didn't last very long, but it was a slightly off-white, head. Again, the Marzen should have a bready, toasty type of aroma without being dark roasted or caramelly smelling at all. There's no real hop aroma. And with that being said, I'm trying to garner my thoughts here as to what I'm smelling, because again, it's not bursting with aroma, and this is not a great glass for gathering and focusing aromas, but nonetheless, I am smelling something. So let me see if I can describe it. It's malty. It's not hoppy in the sense of floral or herbal or citrus, of course, from American hops, because any hops that are used in these German beers are going to be the German-style hops, or noble hops, not the West Coast, Northwest Coast American hops that are so citrusy and bitter. It's a very gentle aroma. I'm going to put it that way. That is probably purely malt. I don't know if the yeast is adding anything to it, but it's just a very gentle, subtle aroma. I'm going to taste it, get the level down a little bit, and see if I can generate some more aroma with the headspace that's left. This is becoming familiar. These light, crisp, refreshing tastes that I'm getting from the German beers. And again, the last review I mentioned that, yes, I am drinking these fairly quickly after I wait to take these out of the fridge till right before I'm ready to review them, just because they're of the lager world, which typically, they are cold fermented and they are typically cold consumed. But I use that phrase a lot. You say that a lot. I don't think it means what you think it means. That being said, weak, pale, industrial American rice water lagers that are out there, and I won't name them because you know what they are, they want you to drink them as cold as possible. I mean, they would probably tell you, put them in the freezer, don't even let them thaw out. Cut the can open and chew on them. We don't want you to taste this stuff. We just want to call it refreshing. Whereas these, even at my refrigerator, my kegerator, which has a shelf or two in it where I keep, things like this, is at 34 degrees. So coming out of there, it's pretty cold. And even through the ice cold, there is flavor. There's definitely flavor. What is that flavor? It's a gentle, malty, bready. It's sounding like the last review, and light toast. So it's probably the typical flavor you're going to get from the German base malts that are used, the Pilsner malts, Pilsen malts. And these beers are largely going to be base malt, the two-row pale malts versus the specialty malts that would be used, Munich malt. Some of the darker they are, probably the more Munich or other darker specialty malts are used, but I think for the most part, these are going to be Pilsner, Pilsen, pale ale, shouldn't say pale ale, but pale malts that are used in these lagers. Another one that is an easy drinker. This would be 5.1%. This would be easy to sit around and sip on these for quite a while without worry of stepping out of bounds or being overserved, as it were. Yeah, nothing remarkable in the sense of being complex. I don't find it complex in flavor or aroma, but it is certainly something that is just easy to sit and not worry about contemplating it and just enjoying it. So this is Memminger Gold Marzen, and this is Fred, FR5ED, over and out. I was in the grocery store the other day, and the checkout line of the woman asked me, "Do you want your beer in a bag?" I went, "No, leave it in the cans."